So this video is hacking a person with technology. I'm just gonna pause it here. So this video shows some of the different technologies. Like right here, this is the different frequencies of emotions that they're able to broadcast into your brain with active denial systems. So you can see here, there's a subliminal right there. That's my face, Christian Eric Arnie Meyer, as I run the system, my subconscious mind, unofficially. So this is the BAM 100. This is some of the implants that you could have installed in your body. It tells what your glucose is doing, your toxins, your blood pressure, your ECG, your EEG, see what your vision and hearing's doing. And it could all be controlled over a cell phone. And you can see by the antenna on the cell phone, it's older technology with neuroprosthetics and brain computer interfaces. You're able to think, communicate. Basically, they see the EEG, and they're able to interpret your thoughts with this as computer-assisted telepathy as possible. Like here's some proof of it. Dad, in my English class, sometimes my eyes turn red and blue, only in my English class. And this was like 6 years ago now. And so I'm just going to make a compelling video that show that people are able to manipulate your life with neuroprosthetics and brain-computer interfaces.
Human-machine interfaces that include direct connections between the brain and outside systems.
But now imagine we take that technology and we can control robots at a distance with it. Even fly drones. You put this sensor on and you think the right way, and you can increase the speed of the fan by thinking and controlling that thought with direct-to-mind or mind-machine interfacing. With that type of capability, you can control all sorts of buttons and mechanisms in equipment. Mind-machine interface.
So that's called Project Pandora from DARPA.
Continues to this day.
There are explicit programs of DARPA to read and write to human brains, whether it's through direct implants within the brain or wearing some kind of cap. So these things are being worked on, and we know that.
So what's the next step?
So basically, with nanotechnology, you breathe in the implants, you drink it in, and you eat it. When I said breathe in, they're trying to solicit it to people that want to control your mind. All perpetrators with Wi-Fi paper currency that tracks and stops the bribe. So let's see. And with the brain computer interface, this makes this wireless. So let's see. 452. Actually, this is kind of interesting. You can watch this video here.
Certain DNA to certain areas of the brain can change brain cells and turn you into something you wouldn't otherwise be. So in this way, gene editing technologies like CRISPR really form a definite basis for future mind control.
So that means they could make somebody commit a murder or a rape or a robbery with this technology. And unbeknownst to the individual, they're basically a zombie. These human parasites are able to do this. So you can see this is a 2008 science fiction romance novel by Stephanie Meyer about a parasitic alien race. So I'm just going to show you I'm just going to pause it here for a second. So my name is Christian Eric Arnie Meyer. I was born with evolved human biology. I'll show you in a second here. There's over 500 species of sharks and over 11,000 species of birds. So I'm going to prove that there's 3 different species of human. This is the 1976 Olympics. Canada was 27th in the Olympics. And I was born in 1977. Canada and America didn't participate in the 1980 Olympics. They boycotted it because it was in Moscow. But in 1980s, the Canada finished 6th place in the medal standings. So once again, in 1976, they were 27th. They went from 27th position to 6th position in one Olympics, basically. So this would have been impossible without my evolutionary biology. I'll just show you right here. So I'm going to show you here. Because people are able to think, communicate over a computer with that brain-computer interface. And this is an active denial system where they're able to broadcast heat, but they're able to broadcast with this 5G frequency. They're able to broadcast frequencies of emotion and control and manipulate behaviors. And with that lucid dream condition, you'll see later on in the video that they're able to control elections with this. This is how the Canadian government manipulated the Liberals to be elected in April 28th, 2025. You know, this is, I'm claiming that I'm the true king of the United Kingdom, and this is the Seattle Seahawks 2019-2020 roster. Travis Homer went to Texas Christian University. My dad, my last name's Meyer. My name's Christian Eric Arnie Meyer, but my dad's last name was Diggins. And so in high school, he made my name be Christian Meyer Diggins. So people either called me Myers or Diggs. So there's a Myers, Diggs, Britt, King, Neil on the team. So I'm the true king of the United Kingdom. So Neil to the king. And in the Chart of Rights, there's freedom of thought, specifically freedom of thought, because it's acknowledged that you could tune into, I think I'll just play this one video for you right here, but you could tune into the human thought, because basically our brain is a parabolic antenna that can be tuned into the frequency, especially if you know the DNA of an individual and a brain frequency, you could tune in just like a radio station. So again, all perpetrators, they're trying to proliferate this criminally to networks. So I never have any privacy of thought. But the Canadian government never implements any of my safety protocols to protect me. And Dream Police, they live inside my head. Dream Police, they come to me in my bed. Dream Police, they're coming to arrest me. Oh no. So basically, they listen to your thoughts in your sleep, and they manipulate songs. Pardon me, they manipulate your dreams and elections. They hacked me there to say that, though, those perpetrators. So once again, this song was in 1979. I was only 2 years old at this time. When I was circumcised, they typically take skin off the foreskin off, revealing the tip of your penis, but they augmented my penis. I have a scar the entire length of my penis, where the scar is like purple compared to the skin tone on the other side of my scar. And I first noticed this at 7 years old, and I didn't think about it. And then I didn't notice it again until 2019 after, I had this one job, a ship and receiving job, and all the names were suspicious. And then one of them said worst evolution, so I spent $400 to get my evolution or my DNA tested, and it proved that I had evolutionary DNA. I'll just show you right here. It's under proof. Where's my proof folder? Proof. So here's my evolutionary pectoral muscles. You can see I have ridges in my pectoral muscles that no men have those. And here is my evolutionary feet. And you can see my ankle right there. I have a spur right there and a ridge right there on my foot. I have them on both sides of my feet. And once again, I'm Christian Eric Arnie Meyer. I'm a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white guy. I have to say this because with that brain-computer interface and augmented reality, people pretend that I'm a black man or a woman sometimes, or they pretend to be me. So this is what I look like at 19 years old. And I'm saying this is what Alexander III looked like. He was the second last Tsar of Russia. You can see the eyes and that I'm related to him. And this is what George VI looked like. He looks like, he's, he looks like he could be my grandfather's brother. I believe Edward VIII is my grandfather. I'll just show you what Edward VIII looks like. Here's what Edward VIII looks like. He looks like my twin. I believe he could be my biological grandfather because my grandmother, Ivy Miriam Cook, was living in London, England at the time, and she could have easily gotten pregnant. Like if the king would have rolled up in his Rolls Royce, said, "Hey, Ivy, you want to go for a cruise?" I'm sure most women would have went for a ride in that car. They made it so I was born on my dad's birthday, and he was born on their wedding anniversary. Here is my DNA map. I'll just show you here. Most people have say 3 or 4 countries. I have over 150 countries on my DNA profile, and right here, if you look at the top, these numbers here are your telomeres, meaning that you age well, and so most start at like this one starts at 7 to 15. Mine starts 6 to 14. Mine starts at 10 and it doesn't have an end number. And this one starts at 6 to 15. Mine starts at 12 and it doesn't have an end number. And once again, my name's Christian Aragani Meyer. I'm a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white guy. I have to keep on saying this so people don't violate me. This is some of these are the emperors, czars, kings, sultans, and emirs DNA. These are the DNA that these people would want. They're the most desirable DNA on the planet. So you can see that here's how I looked on January 2nd, 2025. Canada didn't realize I had a cell phone and I was connected to the internet on TikTok, so they allowed me to be aged like this. And it's I'll just show you here. It's July 1st, 2025 at 3:38 p.m. And you can see I don't have any of those wrinkles under my eyes. And I'm a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white guy once again. So, and I'll just show you here. So I have a different bone right there. That's my xiphoid process. I have a different skeleton than every other human I've requested. I'm at the Surrey Hospital now. They're saying that I have schizophrenia. Most of the time is between, for men, they're diagnosed in their late teens, early 20s. They diagnosed me at 42 years old, suspiciously enough, because they wanted to violate my human experience. I already posted another video, so I'm not going to get into this. I posted a video how on August 21st, 2019, that they were going to utilize this as a tactic against me because I'm the smartest person ever, so they steal my thoughts. They got 3 inventions I'll just give you here. Is a buoy that repels sharks for beaches because they don't like electrical signals, and then glasses that have hearing aids in the frame, and then a life raft with solar stills on it to so I'll just show you right here with the cup here. So the solar still, like just say this is a cup right here, you would have a vessel, like you could anybody can do this, like it's in the summertime now, so you could just grab a pot, of water, and then you put a cup in the middle, maybe with a couple rocks in the cup so it doesn't float away, then you put dirty water around it, then you have plastic over it, and then you put a rock on the center of the plastic, and then the evaporation goes up, and then the condensation goes, and then it drips into the cup. Basically, you're causing it to rain inside a cup, basically, simulating rain. So with this technology, you can make it so people could survive in the ocean, right? Especially if there was fishing gear and with the barbecue, you'd be able to survive for weeks on end. Because when there's a plane crash or a boat that goes missing, there's it's like trying to find a needle in the haystack. So back to my video here. So I just got to go to my email and see what I wanted to write about. So I'm just going to pause this for a second. So I'm just going to click on the link here. So mine reading brain implants. So 0 to 2 minutes. So here we go. Hacking a person with technology. So I was the first in the world in 2 games. One of them was a math game. So I'm incredibly smart.
Brain implant that can read people's minds and turn their thoughts into speech. The team at the University of California, San Francisco, says their findings published in the journal Nature could help people when disease robs them of their ability to talk. Experts said the findings were compelling and offered hope of restoring speech. The mind-reading technology works in 2 stages. First, an electrode is implanted in the brain to pick up the electrical signals that maneuver the lips, tongue, voice box, and jaw. Then, powerful computing is used to simulate how the movements in the mouth and throat would form different sounds.
So with this technology, with the active denial system, they would be able to with neuroprosthetics, with this type of technology and with the brain computer interface, they'd be able to make people say incorrect words, like how I said, I'm going to see what I wrote down when I was just basically showing the videos that I was going to do. So every time I speak incorrectly, they're using the brain computer interface against me and this type of technology to be able to articulate my mouth and make me say the wrong things, basically.
This results in synthesized speech coming out of a virtual vocal tract. Instead of scouring the brain for the pattern of electrical signals that code each word, the focus is on the shape of the mouth and the sounds it would produce. Professor Edward Chang, one of the researchers, said, quote, "For the first time, this study demonstrated that we can generate entire spoken sentences based on an individual's brain activity," end quote. The technology is not perfect yet, but shows incredible promise. Here, let's listen to an actual recording of the system reading its users' brain waves and saying, quote, "The proof you are seeking is not available in books."
The proof that you are seeking is not available in books.
As you can hear, it's not quite perfect, but keep in mind that was generated by reading someone's brainwaves. In experiments with 5 people who read hundreds of sentences in their heads, listeners were able to discern what was being spoken up to 70% of the time. Beyond helping restore speech, there is also the more distant prospect of helping people who have never spoken to learn to speak with such a device. An example might...
So you can see, well, this video was 5 years ago, so technology would have progressed over the last 5 years, so it would be better. I did try to inhibit it to, as I said, inhibit it. You could tell that it worked because I made it worse. I'm trying to make it down to like 30%, so people can't predict what people are thinking about, right? Because if not, they could just hold a gun up to your head and see what you're thinking, right? Violating your human experience, basically. And then with the technology where they're able to implant thoughts in your brain, that it's just an atrocious prospect for mankind. So this is a short here.
The future is here. This prosthetic arm will...
So that's a neural prosthetic, and you can see how he's doing it with a glove on his
change
hand.
the lives of many people. The modular prosthetic limb, or MPL, is the world's most advanced prosthetic arm. This arm is the most mobile prosthetic arm in the world and is actually controlled with the brain. The arm reads brain signals through the sensors that are placed on the user's muscles. The user can also feel a touch through the prosthetic limb. This will change the lives of those who have lost their limbs in the future.
See, that's the good wholesome aspect of this technology. But with with this technology, they're able to manipulate human movements. And Canada has a profiling system. I'll just show you here. Canada has a system where they put Canadians to death with this technology. You may see that it's accurate. So I'll show you the 3 different body types for the 3 different species of human. First of all, I forgot to show you that. So once again, my name is Christian Eric Gardner-Meyer. This is Generation 1 biology. They're a white male. You can see the different back muscles, how they're like this. And here's Generation 1.5 biology. This is my son. His name is Chase. He's a white male, and you can see how he has different back muscles than the first guy. And then my name's Christian Eric Gardner-Meyer, and I'm a white male once again, and I have a V for my back muscles. And there's no indentations, which they have. So you can see how they made me say indentation, instead of indentations. That they made me say it incorrectly because I'm scrambling the brain-computer interface that's connected to my brain right now. So once again, so this is Generation 1 biology, 1.5, and 2 biology. You can pause it. I'll show you a video. Or here's one right beside it. So you can see the indentations in those muscles right there. I don't have any indentations in my muscles right there. I just have a V, so I have different muscle structures than everybody else. So they're able to hack me. They're trying to figure it out, but I'm going to keep on scrambling it. So I'm going to make quite a bit of grammatic or vocal mistakes, but that's fine because I'm trying to scramble this technology. So this is Augusta Victoria. You can see how she's a white girl. And she looks like my daughter, who's a white girl, identical. Because once again, with brain-computer interface in augmented reality, they're able to switch it up so computers see differently. Basically, my family went to a royal wedding on August 28th, 1871, and I'm a product of it. Like this man right here, his name's Colin Campbell. He's a white man. He was a field marshal in the British Army when they were a superpower on the planet. And his birthday's October 20th. My birthday's October 20th. He died August 14th. My mom died August 13th. And my first cousin, Justin, was born August 14th, 1985. I keep on having to add new things because these perpetrators were trying to play those roles right there. So I'll just give you an example of my evolutionary characteristics. So you can see this video right here. There's a 2 that goes like this, 2, and then a 5 because it's the year 2025. So my body's able to change. So if you see at the bottom right there, once again, when I said my body's able to change, you could hear my voice change because when I said voice change, somebody's playing these roles. There's different people that are playing these roles. I'm a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white guy once again. So there's my white skin. And this was at 4/19, May 27, 2025. And I'll show you how the scar changed at 10 p.m. that day. So once again, it's May 27th, 2025 at 4:19 p.m. And then you can see here now at the bottom of the 2, like there's the 2. You can see there's a white scar down there at the bottom of the 2, and there's the whole scar now. And this is the same day, May 27th, 2025 at 10 p.m. So, and you can see right here on the actual image file, it was the 25th, the 5th month, the 27th day at 2200 p.m. 51 seconds. It was when the JPEG was created, and I'll show you the other one here. And so, okay, so this one, okay, so it doesn't, so it was a screenshot here, but this was from earlier that day. But anyways, it doesn't have the white scar, and then the white scar appeared, right? So it's not like I would have been able to cut myself at the hospital and then make my scar turn white. And white scars indicates that the scar is very old. So let's see. Oh, so I wanted to show you the subliminal system. And, okay, so they're not in this video here. So maybe it's in this one. That's proof, so I guess I'll go in technology. So, well, I did show you one subliminal. Like, there's a subliminal right there, but this is outside in the public. But I'll show you a subliminal that the Canadian government put in my. This is the ashtray at the bottom here, and so you can see right here. Here's the subliminal right there that was in my ashtray, my personal residence, because and this was nanotechnology that was left in my urine. And I'll just show you, play a video here of my urine from 2024 when I lived at 6551 Frederica Street. They always pretend I lived at 6552 Frederica Street, but the Canadian government's not competent. The 6551 Frederica Street, if you're heading east, would be on the left side of the street. 6552 Frederica Street would be on the right side of the street if you're heading east towards Drummond. So they're not competent. They can't protect me. They don't follow any of my organic directives, and all they do is try to manipulate my life. So, you know, I have videos where I have varicose veins that appeared and disappeared, and the same day, and how they changed the pigmentation of my skin. I'm gonna sue the Canadian government because they use this technology against me. They exploit me. This video here shows how I have clear mucus out of my nose. So here's my urine right there. You can see the color of my urine. I'll just play the video for you. My urine today was clear at the hospital.
So this is my
See, I'm a blonde-haired blue-eyed white guy again.
from a little while ago. Look at the color of that. That's urine.
Brown urine. They're trying to that brown. That's brown urine, like almost like Coca-Cola, and here's golden urine.
More typical urine.
That was typical at the time, but today when I urinated at the, like, there's my complexion of my skin right there. It looks like I'm wearing makeup. This was a few years back when I took this picture, but it looks like I'm wearing makeup, but that's my aura not being hacked. I radiate and my skin glows, basically. They hide my aura because they're jealous of my evolutionary attributes, basically. And they're human monsters, they're predators, and this video is gonna bring it all down. Because I'm going to show and pretty soon that they rigged the elections. So I'm just going to pause this for a second here.
So what can you
Here's how they rigged the elections.
show us that as a demonstration of what you can now do?
Here we go. This is the Link app. This is how I control everything. This is the app that they've uploaded onto my computer that lets me control the cursor. This is my devotional that I've been reading all the time, every day. And then this is me playing chess.
So wait a minute, you're moving the cursor
you're moving the cursor, Nolan, just by thinking about where you want it to go, or is it your eyes?
No, it's just me thinking about wherever I want it to go.
Oh, man. So
Yeah,
you're not
so-
even tracing it with your eyes. You're just looking at it.
Nope, I can move it, and I can move the cursor around, whatever I would like to do. I don't have to be staring at it at all. I mean, it's amazing. There's not even words to describe. Yeah, there's not even words to describe how amazing this tech is.
Yeah, so you can see the name of it right there, Elon. If you were to search on YouTube, Elon Musk Neuralink patient demonstration, then you'd be able to find this video. Because let's see right here. Because I'm just clicking. Here's the description right here. So how the brain chip works. This was in May 21st, 2024. So I'll just show you the last video here. This is Zenith. This is a little while ago. This is how the Russians are coming up with a gun that could turn people's brain into mush. It's called the zombie gun. Russian tests a gun that turns people into zombies. Should be ready within the decade. So let's see. Electromagnetic technology such as microwave beams to disrupt central nervous systems indeed shown that low frequency radiation, the sensation of buzzing, clicking, or hissing in the head can potentially fry eyeballs, stop the heart from beating, and even turn people into zombies. So you could kill people with this gun, basically. So this was an attack on the brain. Let's see. I'm not going to read the whole article here, but I did read right here. Neuroscience will lead in the development of neural weapons which could remotely manipulate mental states, emotions, perceptions, thinking, and behavior of adversaries. So that's basically the premise of it. Like, they can manipulate thinking and emotions and actions of adversaries, right? So that controls that people could be manipulated with this technology. And this is AI implants in the brain and body. China prepping to bring machine speed to war against Taiwan and the United States. So let's see. Insidious mode of war, even it's called intelligent warfare. The idea is nomenclature suggests it's the worst enemy by non-conventional weapons. In fact, by using any form of conventional weapons, by capturing their will and their minds, it's mode of warfare. Cancel here. It's a mode of warfare that China, according to report, wants to use against the Taiwan and the U.S. if need be, avoiding a form of a protracted war, basically, is another way of saying that. Chinese comment, lack experience. So these are basically, neural warfare is a reality of the future. It's been around for a while. So this is...
These service personnel playing the role of an unruly mob at Georgia's Moody Air Force Base are about to fall prey to an invisible ray. The hulking panel atop this Humvee is part of what the U.S. military calls the Active Denial System, or ADS. It's designed to incapacitate enemy combatants with an unnerving, non-lethal sensation of intense heat. Watch as the ray silently strikes and scatters the crowd.
The active...
So you can see what they could do to the brain there. They can make, but they can also broadcast frequencies with this to cause anger and with the brain-computer interface and neuroprosthetics, manipulate emotions and actions and cause people to go on spree shootings. They can manipulate elections with the dream condition and lucid dreaming techniques. Because in dreaming, I'll just read, just go to my email here in a second. So before I do that, this is I dreamed a dream of election counts gone by. So here's showing how they manipulated the American election right there, and the Canadian election right here. That's why I lost internet connectivity at this point. The Americans and Canadians didn't want me to do that. But this
don't really dig a potential dark side that emerges. Political manipulation, political campaign uses...
So once again, they're trying to, they're hacking my internet. I haven't moved, right? So
subconscious AI's platform to simulate and predict voter behavior, identifying specific emotional triggers that sway public opinion. This could lead to mass-scale voter manipulation. What kind of responsibility do you think that we have in this scenario?
You talk about this fear-based messaging. If I look at social media, fear is the most contagious emotion, and it's also the most profitable emotion. Our objective, we want people to understand the non-fear emotions, and how do you cause non-fear emotions. It's less monetizable, but more valuable. We also want to understand harm. Scott Galloway talks about how 25% of social media users exhibit behaviors that can be classified as addiction. Why don't people regulate addictive algorithms? Our mission at Subconscious is to show the value of the externalities, and we believe we are on a good path to doing that.
The human eye can only see between 430 to 770 terahertz. Our ear can only hear between 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. That's less than 1% of what's actually happening around you, which means reality is mostly invisible. Your conscious mind is just as limited. It filters out 99% of reality, only letting in what it thinks is important. But your subconscious hears it all, sees it all, and it's always listening. If you want to see more opportunity,
Christian Eric Meyer sees everything.
$1 million idea, a way to transform your health, you need to train your mind to look for it. But that only happens when you program the belief deep into your subconscious. You don't need to force change. You just need to speak directly to the part of you that sees the unseen. Click the link in our bio and we'll...
So you can see, so this is some of the things that they do here. And this is Lucille Ball here. This one's important.
There's a story you once told. It had to do with World War II. And you were once
I know the one.
Stranger than fiction.
It's true. To make it short, I had some dental work to be done. You know, they put in temporary fillings. And as
So those, for the younger viewers, this is a famous actress. Her name's Lucille Ball. She was on that TV show I Love Lucy. This was at the height of her career that this happened, basically.
I went by there, I heard picking it up with my teeth.
You mean?
Yes. And I stopped the car. Then I looked around.
It didn't sound Japanese how she's doing it.
And I backed the car up, and it got stronger and stronger, and I kept on backing it up until it really got strong, and my whole jaw was vibrating. Like this. I couldn't wait to get back to MGM the next morning and tell the security office, and they found an underground Japanese transmitting radio station. Honest to God.
Is that a correct story?
So that's
we here on Earth pump out TV signals all the time. You don't see it, do you? You don't feel the signal.
But you can tune into that frequency.
But you can tune into it and pull that information. I Love Lucy is still flying across the local cosmos right now until somebody picks it up.
Yeah, 100%.
So if all these things are occurring, right, you can just tune into them.
They're just, why would you not? Why would your conscious not have that same ability, just as I Love Lucy?
Your head's a big fucking antenna.
Yeah.
You ever stuck your car keys under your chin? Your head's a parabolic reflector. It's just picking up signal.
So that's that, and that. So basically, you can see how. Let's see. I think I just want to make sure I covered everything here. So that was the chess. I don't know if I put this one. Let's see this one.
All right, well, Elon Musk, speaking of Twitter, of X, I guess, has revolutionized electric cars and private space exploration, but now he's taking on a new frontier. Human brain.
This story isn't scary at all. The tech billionaire announced Monday that his brain science startup, he calls it Neuralink, has started a human trial of an implant that could allow people to control external devices using only their thoughts. Now, such an implant could one day assist people who are physically disabled to use smartphones and other devices. On X, his social media site, Musk said the implant recipient is now recovering and that the implant itself is showing, quote, promising neuron spike detection.
So we have to think about the implications of this because once again with neuroprosthetics and brain-computer interface, once again, I'm Christian Eric Meyer. I'm a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white guy. You can see here I'm not black. And with augmented reality, they try to pretend I'm black. They try to pretend I'm a woman. With the thought communication. You can see right here in subliminal here. With subliminal detection, I'm going to reveal all the perpetrators. So with Wi-Fi paper currency, it stops the bribe. So anytime that just see somebody's like my face got fatter. Watch, I'm going to disconnect, and you see my face thinned out because I disconnected. I seen that fat mark at the hospital. Was there? Watch, fat mark connect and fat mark to me. See how fat my face is? Now disconnect, fat mark. You can see my face got skinnier on film. And so anyways, with brain-computer interface, but brain-computer interface is able to manipulate neural prosthetics. Neural prosthetics could be in another device, a robot in my case, that manipulates my movement to make me step on different subliminals so they can steal my attributes. I'm going to try to, my half-sister Brandy, I'm going to try to get wrinkled on film here, and I'll just show you how they manipulate my body. So half-sister Brandy talks about Dr. Obaba, Brandy, and so you can see how I'm going to try to make it worse. And Dr. Ogbonna, and what about the Africans that can't even read that are making, there we go. So you can see I got wrinkled right on film, on cue, because I start challenging my half-sister. She basically said, I seen a police cruiser and I tried to jump out of a moving car while going at speed, but I don't have a criminal record. And So anyways, she tried to say that I tried to jump out of a moving car at speed, but I don't have a criminal record, so why would I be afraid of police? She's like, well, he's known to police. It's like, well, I'm known to police because they have a budget to protect me, and I have evolved human characteristics, and they don't protect me. So I'll just show you. Watch my voice. Watch my mouth. So they're trying to pretend that I'm Josh LaPointe. I'm not Josh LaPointe. They're like, look and see, he got disappointed because I just got wrinkled on phone. But anyways, so he does have a lot of my ancestry. My ex-wife, that's my ex-wife's oldest son, and my former stepson, but he doesn't have my evolutionary characteristics that my only two kids have. Their name is Kaylee Jordan and Chase Alexander Barry Meyer. And Kaylee Jordan was born July 26, 2002, and Chase was born August 23rd, 2005, and he's a blonde-haired brunette, with brown eyes. So anyways, so I'm going to change my voice 3 different ways. I'm going to change my voice. So once again, there's a system here. They can't harm those kids because I have artificial intelligence throughout the world. That's my artificial intelligence system. They'll hunt down anybody that harms my kids. I run the planet with my mind. So anyways, so watch this. First of all, I'm going to disconnect, and you're going to see I'm going to look like somebody died through my body because I'm going to turn into a human hijacker that wants to harm my kids. You see, I just tuned them in, and I just killed them with my mind because they're a threat to me and my kids. So anyways, that's perceived force, and that's attempted regicide trying to harm me. So once again, watch how little my mouth opens when I'm going to change my voice. This time I'm going to do with estrogen first. They're expecting me to do with testosterone, and then testosterone, and then I'm going to change my vocal from my voice box. So I'll do it 6 different ways. So you can see here that I'll show you my voice box, which a doctor, if they were to feel my voice box for all 6 different ways, they would notice this difference. So once again, this is me adjusting the estrogen in my voice. This is me adjusting the testosterone in my brain. This is my estrogen in my brain, and this is the testosterone in my brain. Right? So now this is me changing my voice box. You can see how much my mouth has to articulate. So now I'll show you my voice box. So this is me adjusting the estrogen in my brain. You can see how very little it's shaking. But when I do add testosterone, now, you see it shakes a little bit more. But when I change the actual voice in my voice box, you can see how much it shakes. Right? So that was changing my voice from my voice box and then changing the chemicals in my brain. I'm the only person on the planet that can do this without any brain-computer interface or any augmented reality or artificial intelligence in the brain. And, I do keep evidence while I'm at the Surrey Hospital. They didn't like that. So I do keep evidence of compounds that they put in my food. Like I'm keeping orange peels, I'm keeping I'll try to blow my nose now. And I should have clear mucus, but usually they have a green compound and white in it as well. So they weren't expecting this because I feel mucus in my nose right now. So I'm going to watch. There's nothing on this. There's nothing on this. So there's nothing in there, but you can see how that's clear mucus. There's no green mucus whatsoever. Once again, it's clear mucus, and they can't pretend that it isn't clear. And so every single person, because most of my life I had discolored mucus. It was usually green or yellow, like yellowish green. And I have clear mucus because I have evolved human biology. And I'm gonna go to the washroom. You're gonna hear me go urinate, and then you'll see that it's clear. I'll just show you. So there's the water right there. You can see that it's clear. I'll just flush it. So I'm just gonna go over here so you can't see me. But well, you'll see me on here. You're gonna be standing here, but you won't see my penis. But you'll hear me pee in the water. You can clearly hear that I'm urinating. Once again, they have cadavers connected to me, so before I do that, I'll just show you this. I didn't stop filming whatsoever. So you can see how there's barely any coloration in the water, and they put those bubbles because they're trying to steal my semen and my urine. So I had to destroy those bubbles. So I'm just gonna pause it for a second. So I have a sphincter. They pulled me my urethra, and so normally before I came to the hospital, so once again they're using the brain-computer interface to make me scramble my words. So again, the perpetrator's right there. I'm gonna show you right here on this one where I predicted this. This is July 1st, 2025. And here's a follow-up right here that nobody expected me to use. And once again, here's where I get all my worldly possessions back. I'm Christian Eric, already mine. So that being said, most of the time, like before I came to the hospital, when I peed, after I shook, I stopped dribbling. But now, since I'm at the hospital, not all the time, but sometimes when I pee, I'm finished peeing, and then they make urine drip down my leg. And usually, like I just got these pants out of the laundry, so that they try to do this. And I don't have a scent. Like I can smell my armpits right now. Well, they made somebody have a scent there. Again, they're making somebody have a scent, and so once again, they're putting fat mark. Because watch my face when I disconnect. Watch how skinny my face looks. Did you see how my face thinned out? And then I have to take off my shirt because the shirt made my shirt smell like fat mark. And but like there's systems. Okay, so who's that smell like? Let's change your right, and then fat mark and some black eyes. Right, once again, I'm a blonde hair, blue eyed guy. And you can see how the wrinkles changed under my eyes. So, because I don't have a scent, like when I smell my arms, like they're doing it right for the video here, so I'll just show you who they're pretending that I am right there. And here's what they typically should smell. It proves that I don't have a scent. I don't have a scent, and makes sense. I've evolved human biology. Why would I want animals to smell me? Right? Generation 1 biology has a scent because you're not as evolved, right? So since I evolved, I only get eaten by lions, tigers, and bears, right? So I evolved not to have a scent, right? And so anyway, so now like you can see how my eyes started to radiate more. That's more of my aura. So they made me gain a lot of weight, like 50 pounds in a month, but you can see my pectoral muscles go all the way up to the top, and most guys, they don't have that muscle. And the Canadian government, like sarcastic, they're fantastically at being a douchebag because they once again they're making me look like fat mark. And I could tell every time, right? Because my face looks fatter than what disconnect, and then you can see how my cheeks thinned out so much and watch fat mark. No, they're trying not to, So fat mark, and then disconnect fat mark. You can see, I could see my cheeks depressed right there on film. But anyways, so they didn't let me dunk a basketball till I was 36. They didn't let me have a six-pack till I was 46. Dude, they're penis heavy. So once again, this is my natural voice, and my ex-wife and my aunt said that my voice was too manly, too deep, and so they broadcast. So this is my dad's voice. This is typically my dad's voice when I talk to my kids. So they kind of run with that. Because my natural voice kills generational pedophiles. When I speak at a different frequency, it protects mankind, basically. So one thing I wanted to read last, then I'll end this video. So a lucid dream is a dream in which the dreamer is aware that they are dreaming while they are still asleep. This awareness can range from a simple recognition of dreaming to a more profound experience where the dreamer can actually control their dream and in the narrative environment or even at their own actions within the dream. Usually when I realize I'm having a lucid dream, they wake me up. But if not, I can start to fly and what have you. While dreams themselves don't directly cause major life changes, certain types of dreams, particularly those that are vivid, reoccurring, or distressing, can significantly impact an individual's mood, behavior, or even their sleep patterns, thereby indirectly influencing their life. So basically, if they cause distress, so this is how they manipulate elections. So nightmares, reoccurring ones, can deeply unsettling, lead to increased anxiety, irritability, even depression. The fear of having nightmares can cause difficulty falling asleep, staying asleep, and leading to sleep deprivation and its associated problems. And then vivid dreams, even if not necessarily nightmares, can be a reflection of emotional processing, especially after stressful or emotionally charged days. So let's see, stress or worry, impact on sleep. So these are all the reasons how they would manipulate your dreams. Okay, so that was, I already showed that. So Cheap Trick wrote a song in 1979 called Dream Police, and I read them off to you. And so this here just basically shows that this is a video I made. Dr. Akbar is an apt proof. He's my doctor. He wasn't able to recognize sarcasm. And recognizing sarcasm, I'll just show you here more proof of this. This is in the Neural Image magazine. So before that, the attempt to read inside, now, the act of killing a king. Eventually, Christian Erica and Meyer, myself, I'm going to be king. A person who kills or takes part in killing a king, plural, read inside. What is the punishment for killing a king? It's stated that when you wage war against the king, try to kill the monarch or their family, or aid an enemy, the crime would be punishable by death. So that's anybody that tries to kill me or my kids. It's punishable by death. And so right here, a study published in the Journal of Neural Image magazine reveals that recognizing sarcasm signals a healthy brain, and that sarcasm is a versatile communication tool. So once again, all the perpetrators that are trying to proliferate information. So we reverse that. And they clearly didn't listen to the first thought, how trying to harm me or my evolutionary kids right here. She's 22 years old. I called her Glamour ID, and he's 19 years old. He's a blonde hair, brown-eyed guy that I call Smolder. I'll just sort of show you a picture of him real quick. But so they did try to proliferate some criminal information to criminal networks. So you can see here, this is how they use one of those psychology clouds. You can see how this looks like an alien, but then right there looks like a face. And then that looks like an Easter Island statue. So I'll just pause this for a second. So this is Smolder right here. You can see he has a tattoo on his arm right there. Look at how big his muscles are. He might have different muscles in his arm than any other man on the planet, including myself. And he has blonde hair, brown eyes. I call him Smolder. And this is my beautiful daughter, Glamour ID, and my grandpuppy, Zelda. And so Glamour ID is... she's very beautiful, and she's the smartest woman on the planet. Every time I speak to her, I learn something new. And unfortunately, people have been keeping her away from me over the last 2 years, so they're only hindering women, because I'm a man. I'm always going to think from a male's perspective first, and then I try to be empathetic, and then try to think from a female's perspective. But I'm not a woman, right? So it's not the same as if my daughter, I'd be able to bounce things off and be like, okay, well, I'm thinking about doing this, and then she'd be like, no, Dad, we don't do that. So once again, I got a fat face, so watch when I disconnect fat mark. So you can see how my face got thinner, and that's how easy it is to bust everybody. So it's over very soon. So I just want to, surmise it in one sentence. one paragraph. So neural prosthetics are devices that aim to restore lost or impaired motor, sensory, or cognitive functions by directly interacting with the nervous system. They bridge the gap between the nervous system and artificial devices combined with a brain-computer interface, also sometimes called a brain-machine interface, BMI or BCI, is a system that allows direct communication between the brain and external devices, allows individuals to be manipulated remotely, with nanotechnology implants being able to manipulate thoughts by computer-assisted telepathy, and with implants in the U.S. patent US 9186071B2. All evidence is located in the links below. You could just copy and you could just type in those in the URL, and it'll show you the neuroprosthetics, BCI, computer-assisted telepathy, and the patent, the band 100, and it'll show that this is all technology that's it's possible to manipulate it. And, so that's why I call myself Christian Narcarni Meyer, and I call myself Mr. GDP, Mr. Fantasy, Mr. Those That Can't Be Me. That's my next song that I'm gonna make, and so I am the poker dancer. Put a guy in a straight flush on film on Texas Hold'em Poker, and I figured out yesterday there was actually so in this scenario there's 2 straight flushes, and so I put them on the king of clubs. I didn't say the king of clubs, but I mentioned them like I think there could be a straight flush or the 4th kind. So when I said the king, put him on the king, I indicated that inferred that it would have been the straight flush, because I would have snap called with because I had the nut flush. I would have snap called if you had a straight. I wouldn't have hesitated and postulated over it. But anyway, so there's 2 straight flushes, and there was a 4 of a kind. There's 3 full houses, and then there would have been say 6 other straights that there could have been. There could have been 3 different kings. You had the king of clubs. You could have the king of diamonds, hearts, and spades for the top straight, or you could have had the 8 of diamonds, hearts, and spades for the bottom straight. And then you could have had a 3 of a kind, and then 3 2 pairs. So the odds were over, without the straights, the odds were 1 in 3.455 quadrillion. That's 3,455 trillion, or 3,455,000 billion. Right. So with the 6 additional straights that there could have been, the odds would have been over in the centillions. It would have been super high, and so I accurately predicted this on film. I guess I'll just show you this. At that time the video here, and then how I'm able to quantum think, basically think with 2 different parts of my brain, and that's why the government violates my human experience. They keep me poor, but this is all proof. If you go to Christian Meyer 1977 on YouTube, and this file proof is all public. See, there's 148 videos, and you can see how I got claims to the throne, and then this shows my unique DNA, and so this one right here shows the difference in, I'll show you a picture of that after this, but so I guess this is me throwing the football. I don't think I showed in this video, maybe it did, it's been an hour now, right? But so I'll just show you, this was the very first attempt with me, and my son was filming.
Here's some of that evolutionary talent.
My son was filming, and he paused it. I walked over, and he did this with his very first attempt with the soccer ball, and he was over 5 feet tall at the time, and look how small he is in this video.
Here's me going bar down with the football.
So I'm trying to hit the crossbar, and he's trying to hit the crossbar with the soccer ball. Look how small he is in this video. He's 14 at the time. He's blonde-haired, blue-eyed, or blonde. They made me mess it up. Some black kid pretended to be my son there. My son has blonde hair, brown eyes. He has a tattoo on his right forearm, and he has a fantastic physique. So you'll see. I'm just going to skip to the end of the video. You can watch the whole one. It's a straight flush, the best call ever under Eminence Meyer Diggins. That's the moniker I go by. So if I thought he had just the king, he would have had a straight, and I have a flush, the nut flush. I have the ace high flush. So I would have snap called instantly, like in less than a second. But you hear me postulate and think about this for a little bit of time because, you know, to put him on the straight flush. I wanted to put him on the straight flush on film.
It's only $2 I have to call because I have the nut flush, but I'm certainly calling because there's the straight flush and a four of a kind. So I think he might have the king. He had the king. So I would have folded if it was more than that, but I just wanted to show that I could put him on the king. If it was more than $2, I would have folded there because I knew that he had the straight flush.
So I posted 60 other videos after that video and I never got sponsored. So this video shows that I'm able to use two parts of my brain to think, one to communicate and then one do math at the same time. I call it quantum thinking.
Let's see who I am. But I'm going to write down any two numbers and simultaneously talk while I'm doing some math. And the numbers are going to be 78 times 48. So 78 times 48. So being able to think about my brain being the influence for quantum computing is very simple because I'm able to do this because I have that genetic advantage that other people don't have. So very simply, I was able to come up with 3,744. Let's see if I'm right.
You can watch the rest of the video, was correct. So, you know, I just jumped here. This is why this thumbnail at the bottom says exposed, because I just exposed the whole network. And once again, Wi-Fi paper currency. Wi-Fi paper currency stops the bribe. That means, like, just say somebody was to buy a drug deal at, like, somewhere in Thessalon, like where Fat Mark lives, right? Buy fentanyl off him, right? If they were to buy fentanyl, like showing his stash house, right? Like this fentanyl stash house. And so where he stashes his criminal proceeds, like right there. So anyways, so if somebody was to go to this farm and they had money, like enough to, like, say it were someone's to buy a kilo of cocaine in California, I'll just show a coke deal that's going on right now. And because you know, anything on the internet, I'm able to, you know, I know with the brain computer interface, like anybody that's thinking about me on the internet, I know what they're thinking about. So, you know, I'm able to, like, my subconscious knows, so I'm able to tune in. I block it out most of the time because I wouldn't want to be aware of people's thoughts. But since they're connected to me, and here's another one in Haiti, and then in China, some drug deals going down, and in Japan, some drug deals going down, a little bit here, Thailand that's punched by death. Those are all different drug deals that are going on now because the brain computer interface, people from around the world violate me. So I'm just going to show them that I could get you motherfuckers. So anyways, with Wi-Fi paper currency, like whatever it would cost to buy a kilo of cocaine, there would be a lot of paper money together, like a stack of paper money, right, or whatever, right? So then all that money would be encrypted on the internet, and it traces. So all of a sudden you would see, like, GPS, you would see this, they go into, say my nose is where the drug deal location is. It's like, okay, right there. Okay, then so all of a sudden the police would be like, okay, well, that's strange. Like, why is there $54,000 going underneath a bridge, right, or what have you, or some house? And then, so if they see a constant pattern going there, then they'd be able to paint a picture. But even for drug deals, like smaller drug deals for an 8-ball or what have you, but mainly to get politicians who get brown envelopes. So now think, if I could track you on the internet with Wi-Fi, with paper money, just how easy it is for me to track you with Bitcoin. So here's the most elusive guy on the internet with Bitcoin. He thinks he'll never get caught. So I just showed him here's where he lives. I'll show you his home address right there. And here's the top 100 most elusive people on the internet with Bitcoin. Like, you idiots. Every phone has a unique signature. It's called a BSID. And just like you have DNA uniquely for your body. So all electronic devices have unique signatures. I just started clicking my ear and they try to drug me. So watch out. I'm just going to disconnect and get human perpetrators again with my mind and watch them turn gray. Did you see how my eyes look like I died? That because I just killed a human hijacker that just tried to kill me. So I use perceived force in Canada, which is legal. So, like, basically, if somebody has a gun, they try to pull out a gun on you, you grab the gun and you use it on them. You don't get manslaughter. You don't get second-degree murder. You don't get first-degree murder. You get to walk away because it's called perceived force. So anyways, I just got some violators and some necrotizing their brain, and then showing them how much crime they've committed in their entire life. Right, so those were some very bad individuals that needed to perish.
Anyways, Christian Eric Ronnie Meyer, blonde hair, blue-eyed white guy, and I have 2 kids, Glenn, Bridie, and Smolder, and they're the most eligible bachelorette and bachelors on the planet.